What is going on, everybody? I am the FDGURU, bringing to you an MLB and NBA main slate video here, value plays. And before we get into things, best night I've ever had last night, $15 into $20,000. I'm sure you guys have seen it on Twitter. I'm doing a giveaway. Retweet my pinned post. I'm going to give $100 to one of you guys. We got a free Guru credit code in this video. I'm going to be giving you 30 Guru credits after my MLB plays. But I just, this lineup's insane. The whole night was just everything. The stars just all aligned perfectly. First off, I never do this. I picked Kasparius or Kasparis. I don't even know how to say his name. And you know what? That's on me. I should know how to say his name. He's a bullpen guy. He didn't even start the game. I picked a red X'd pitcher and put him on my website. And you want to know what I said? This was my GPP lineup on my website last night. Kasparis isn't starting, but should come bulk relief in the second inning because I did my research. I think the Dodgers coach said they were going to start a bullpen guy and pitch one inning, and this guy was going to come in relief and pitch a bulk of the innings. Pitched 4 innings against the Marlins. If you don't start the game, you don't need to pitch 5 innings to get the win. They judge it off of who was the most effective guy out of the bullpen, and he pitched 4 innings and got like 4 or 5 Ks. Ended up getting 30 fantasy points, and he was a dead minimum $6,000 on FanDuel last night. I mean, first off, I never do this with pitchers. Second off, I never do write-ups like this with my lineups. If you guys go on my site and get my lineups, I never do this. And the one time I did it, it's a lineup that wins $20K. As I said, at $6,000 can pay off his salary easily. We also have the benefit of low ownership. He was 1% owned. Most won't pick him if he's not starting. Screenshot even has him with a red X not starting. And we get a home run from Freddie Freeman. We get a home run from Ohtani. We get a home run from Burleson and Reynolds. Our whole outfield homered. Teoscar Hernandez, 2 for 2 with 12 fantasy points. He left the game in the middle of the game with a hamstring injury. Thank God that didn't end up hurting us. Bobby Witt and Mikuel Garcia, no home runs, but they were on base stealing bases everywhere. Garcia is the main reason why we won. He walked in the 9th inning and stole second and scored, and it put me in first. And the kicker to the whole thing is I'm sweating out the later games. They're in the 3rd, 4th inning. I haven't looked at FanDuel. I know I'm in first, thinking I got to hold it. The late games weren't even on the main slate last night, and I didn't even know that. So it was just an unbelievable night all around. I had already won, and I didn't even know it. The whole night was just absolutely bananas. I still don't fully believe it, but I do appreciate you guys for all the support and all that. Again, retweet that. I'm also doing a Guru credit sale. If you go on my website, you can get 20 or $40 worth, 100% bonus. You'll get double the bonus. But I'm still trying to, come down from cloud 9. It's crazy, but let's get after tonight's slates, MLB and NBA. Obviously, we can't expect to take down tournaments, but let's have that be a good juju start to a nice week here. Feeling pretty good on this slate. We do have one rain game. Coors Field looks like a problem. Probably going to avoid it. I think that's the only rain game on the main slate. There is a bit of an issue for the Red Sox and Rangers game in Boston. I'm right around Boston, and it's been pouring. We'll have to see. I think it does end up playing, but that's on the 2-game early slate. I will post the lineup on my Dub Club for that if the rain isn't too big of a problem. But for the main slate tonight, it's really just the the Tigers and Rockies game. But for value tonight at pitcher, Chris Sale looks like the guy projected the most fantasy points. He's right around where Zach Wheeler and Skeens are projected, but Sale is a whole $1,000 cheaper, coming off of a great game at Coors Field, 10 strikeouts, 7 innings, 49 fantasy points. He's projected for high 30s, just like Wheeler and Skeens, and he's a lot cheaper. Good matchup at home against the Reds, minus 220 favorites. Braves and Royals are the only 2 favorites over minus 200 tonight. I like Chris Sale a lot. The matchup's awesome. And then for a cheaper pitcher, I usually give 2. He's not that much cheaper, but I think Seth Lugo is the next guy you look at for value, 9,200. He's projected for 32 fantasy points. I just said the Braves and Royals are the two biggest favorites tonight at minus 220, and then the Royals are number one at minus 230. Lugo's got a great matchup against the White Sox, coming off of two awesome games, 58 against the Astros and 37 against the Rays. He looks really good tonight. An older veteran pitcher still with a 3 ERA, looking great for the Royals. He looks awesome at 9,200. Him and Sale, like I said, are the two guys catching my eye. For the infield, we do have the return of a beloved player that most of MLB fans all like, and that's Royce Lewis. This guy can't stay healthy. He's a young sensation. $3,000 in his debut tonight for the Twins. The Twins are in an awesome spot tonight. It's an 8.5 over-under. They're at home, minus 170. Cade Povich of the Orioles, the lefty, has been bad all year. 5 ERA. He is the cheapest pitcher on FanDuel tonight, which tells you that the Twins should be able to get the bats going tonight. Now, it's a bit of a risky play, good value play at only $3,000, but he's been out. We don't know if he's going to have to shake off some rust. And then obviously you want to make sure that he's in the confirmed lineup, because when I do these videos, we don't have any confirmed lineups, but projected to bat third or fourth tonight. He's obviously a $4,000 player, so $3K looks really good, but, it makes a lot of sense. He hasn't played in a while, could be a little rusty, but I do like Royce Lewis, maybe more of a GPP play, because we know what he's capable of doing. Shortstop, it's tough not to go back to Bobby Witt. My beloved Royals, they were the reason why I won 20K last night. Bobby Witt, 2 for 3, walk, 2 stolen bases, 30 fantasy points. He just shows you day in and day out, he can just get you so many fantasy points without even hitting a home run. Love Bobby Witt at 4K. Again, the Royals, I think the best team to stack tonight, minus 230, 8.5 over under. Love the Royals against Sean Burke of the White Sox. And then even if you want to, I'm going to have a real soft spot for Mikuel Garcia, because like I said, he stole that base in the 9th inning, put me in first. Now I had that Dodgers bullpen guy, and sure, he helped. Garcia was the real reason why we won last night, because the Royals game was one of the last games to finish. He came up in the 9th and he got 12 fantasy points. He walked, he stole. I'm going to have a long-term love for Mikuel Garcia. He was our guy last night, low owned, 40 and 27 fantasy points in his last 2 games. You can go back to him at 3,200, probably going to be batting 5th once again for the Royals. He plays 2nd, 3rd, and the outfield, so multiple ways to get him in your lineup. I'm going to leave him out of the video, but it's just a shout out for my boy Mikuel Garcia, making me $20,000 richer. And then for the outfield, who did I have in the outfield? I had Lawrence Butler, 3,300. Looks great tonight. He's a 5-tool player, can hit for power, can steal bases, great fielder, lefty-righty matchup. This Athletics and Mariners game has the highest over-under on the slate at 10. The Athletics are slight favorites. Emerson Hancock of the Mariners has been terrible, 6.6 ERA. Right-hander, so we got that lefty-righty matchup for Butler. I like him a lot at 3,300. I think it's too cheap. I think he's going to get 5 at-bats. He looks good, along with the rest of the Athletics, whoever you want to get in your lineups. They've been a pretty high-powered offense all year long. And then our last value play, give me Byron Buxton back to the Twins, one of my favorite teams to stack tonight against Cade Povich. Probably going to be batting somewhere 1 through 4 tonight. He's a 5-tool player, can field, can hit homers. Sneaky kind of hitting for average, because in the past 260 has looked good for Byron Buxton. He homered last game. He can steal bases. He's on a 5-game hitting streak. 3 of those 5 games are multi-hit games. He looks like he's starting to get things going. And again, Twins in an awesome spot tonight against Cade Povich of the Orioles. For my Guru credit code, go to my website, got to be signed in, go to the shop page. This is where you buy all your credits. Again, you can buy $20 or $40 today, and you will get those doubled. Few of you have already taken advantage of that. In the coupon bar here, type in 20K winner. All capital letters, 20K winner, and you'll get 30 Guru credits when you hit apply coupon. Just like this video, subscribe, guys. Again, just a monumental night last night. I would like to say I don't deserve it, to be humble, but I do feel like I deserve something like that. I've been doing this for 15 years. We've had plenty of big wins, don't get me wrong, but nothing like that. $15 into 20K. People go a lifetime without that. So that's awesome. And, again, your future support is always recognized and appreciated. For the NBA, we have 2 games tonight. We have 2 big questionable guys for the Cavs. They got upset in game 1. We've already seen a bunch of upsets in round 2. Pacers upsetted the Cavs in Cleveland. Last night, both teams upset the Knicks in Boston and the Nuggets in OKC. We got some crazy things going on. Looks like quite the exciting round 2 of NBA playoffs, but we have Darius Garland and Evan Mobley both questionable, and DeAndre Hunter for the Cavs. We're gonna have to wait on this one. This is gonna be these seem like true game time decisions. These guys obviously are hurt. In a playoff game, you got to be really hurt. This is nothing like February, March, April regular season when guys just don't play because it's bullshit. It's the playoffs. These guys are hurt. And I think I saw a note earlier today that all 3 missed shoot-around today. So it's going to be a major, major thing here tonight. If Mobley's out, we want Jared Allen and everything. If Garland's out again, Ty Jerome has been a beast. And then if DeAndre Hunter's out, Max Strus is probably going to play 40 minutes. We're going to have to pay attention to this. It's some serious shit going on in Cleveland. But I'm going to give you value plays without knowing that yet. Obviously, things can change. Give me Steph Curry, 8,800 in Minnesota. 6-point dogs. I like the Warriors here. I like Steph. Whenever he's sub 9K, he's projected for 44 fantasy points. That's what he needs to hit value. Obviously has that 50-plus point upside that he has displayed over the last week or so. Like Steph Curry at Minnesota. Good price on him. Shooting guard, how do you not go back to Andrew Nemhard? Nemhard was an absolute stud in the 2024 playoffs last year. He's been a stud this year. 32 fantasy points, 42. Started off the playoffs playing, 30 to 34 minutes, pretty moderate minutes. And now, since he's been, even better, 37 minutes in back-to-back games. He's been awesome. Sub 6K, his price didn't really change. Tough not to go back to Andrew Nemhard. Can play point guard and shooting guard. Small forward, another sub 6K guy, as I, always say in these playoff videos, these playoff slates. It's tough to find comfortable sub 6K value, and I think we got a couple of guys right here. Jalen McDaniels, 5,900, projected for 28 fantasy points. That's what he needs to hit value. He can be tough, though. He can have a couple of bad games. I expect him to play 38 minutes, though, tonight, and, he's a guy who can run into blocks and steals as well. He's averaging 28 on the year. And he's going to play more minutes in a playoff game tonight. So I feel pretty good about Jaden McDaniels at sub 6K tonight. Small forward, power forward. And then power forward, got to go to Julius Randle. He's been awesome. Got to, give this guy his flowers. He's not a guy that's exactly loved around the NBA. He gets a lot of hate, struggled for the Timberwolves a lot this year. It was looking like, the Karl Anthony Towns trade was a huge win for the Knicks. But now Randall's starting to kind of dominate in the playoffs. He's been fantastic to start this 2025 playoffs. 20-plus points in 4 straight games. I bet his prop earlier today, over 20.5 points. He's done it in 4 straight. He's looked awesome, like I said. Needs 36 fantasy points to hit value. That's what he's projected. He's been getting over 40. He even has a 51.5 in there. Give me Julius Randle. Looks like an awesome middle tier play tonight. And then center, it obviously matters with Evan Mobley. If Evan Mobley's out, I like Jared Allen. If Evan Mobley's in, I don't really like either guy all too much. Draymond Green looks great at 6,300, but he can play power forward. I like Miles Turner. I think it's a toss-up between Turner and Draymond Green. You can get them both in, obviously, since Draymond can play power forward. He's projected for 30 fantasy points tonight. He looks like the best center value play on the slate. There's not much to pick from. I know Rudy Gobert had a massive game in Game 7 for the against the Lakers. Was it Game 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe they didn't go to 7 games for whatever reason. I thought it did. I guess it went to 5 games. Either way, the series clinching game played 38 minutes, went 27 and 20. I mean, that's just insane. You can't expect that out of him. He obviously has that upside, so if you want to throw him in a tournament lineup, go for it. But for me, he is just so boomer bust. In between his 55 and 61 fantasy point game, he had 4 straight games of sub 20 fantasy points. I mean, that's tough. The other thing is here, he doesn't match up against the Golden State Warriors. The Warriors don't have a center. They could easily play Julius Randle at the 5 against Draymond Green. Rudy Gobert is going to have a tough time grabbing minutes in this series. I'd be surprised if he played over 25 minutes tonight. I just don't like him. I like Miles Turner a lot more. He's got to play 30-plus minutes against the Cavs, against these bigs. Had a great game 1 against the Cavs, 40 fantasy points, looks awesome tonight at 6,200. Give me Miles Turner. That'll do it for this video, guys. Let's have an awesome Tuesday night. I am, flying high right now. Give this video a like, subscribe, get those Guru credits, and let's cash tonight. Until next time, I am the FD Guru. Peace.